Today I'm going to share with you the best way of washing your hands. This is a follow-up to the previous broadcast that was done regarding germs and bacteria that we can ingest, and it can cause a whole lot of issues in our bodies. But today's broadcast is going to be sharing with you the proper way of washing your hands, and I'm going to go through some steps regarding the proper way of washing your hands and emphasize the importance of hand washing and having good hygiene. The question was asked in the previous broadcast: how often do you wash your hands? How often do you do that once you use the bathroom or go to the lavatory? And you may be watching and thinking that's a simple question, but it's true. You may be one of the individuals that did not wash their hands today after going to the bathroom. And somehow we don't see the importance of washing hands. I mean, it's our germs, we may say, and it's just me, it's my body, and everything's connected, all the fluids, and but that may be your opinion, but still that's not right, because someone else can those germs on your hand can transfer to someone else and make them sick. It's just like blood. If the blood doesn't match before you introduce it into the person's body, or the recipient that's receiving the blood is going to agglutinate. It's going to clot. It's going to cause severe issues and even death. So you may say, well, how does this relate to death? Well, hand washing can cause a person to contract a bacteria to where their bowels are, they're losing water, and through diarrhea, and actually die of dehydration of that sickness. Has been reported in, as we recap here, 1.8 million children under the age of 5 die every year because of poor hygiene. That comes from not washing of the hands. So it's very important. But in this particular broadcast today, I'm going to be sharing with you once again the best way to wash your hands. Now, I want to ask you the question: what is the best way to wash hands? Can you tell me? Can you send something down in the description by responding to that question? Well, we want to see participation and regarding this particular question, because again, it's very important that you wash your hands each and every time. Now, one of the main things that can prevent us from washing hands and having good hand hygiene is because of when we go into these companies, these restaurants, these different bathrooms at different locations at the malls. A lot of times those places don't look good, and they sure don't smell good. Amen. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and when you look around, you're like, wait a minute. And sometimes, have you ever walked into a bathroom? I mean, you really had to go. You just had to go, and you went to that bathroom, and before you walked through the door, you turned back out the door. That sensation went away. You say, I'll hold it. I'm going to hold it. I'm going someplace else because the bathroom looks terrible. And that can deter a lot of people from washing hands because they don't want to touch the dirty knobs. Doesn't matter if the bathroom is sparkling with, light flashes, because it's so clean. A bathroom is a bathroom, people, and it still has germs. And even when a person walks into a bathroom like that, that's sparkling and clean, and smell all the disinfectants in the air, and everything just looks pretty, looks like a spa, and still use the bathroom and walk out that door without washing hands. So we're going to get into it right now regarding hand washing. Now, the steps to washing hands, and this may seem elementary, but if it was, into more practice as more than what it is, to prevent disease and germs, then, it could be a different story. But we want to make sure we emphasize today the importance of washing those hands. And it's vitally important. It needs to be talked about each and every day to remind people, to remind us that we need to have good hand hygiene. You wet your hands under the water. You turn the water on, you turn the hot water on, you turn the cold water on. You get that balance of hot and cold. And then you wet your hands first. The reason why you do that is because any type of debris that's on the hands will be rinsed off before you put soap on it. Okay. I can go a lot of ways with that, but I'm just gonna, yeah, let me go there. Say for instance, you're changing a child and you got feces on your hand. Okay. Now, if you can't see it, but you know it's there, you practice poor hand hygiene, and you go over there to the hand sanitizer bottle and you squirt alcohol on your hand and you rub it around in your hand, which is the alcohol that is. Are your hands clean? No, your hands are not clean. All you did was polish your hand with feces. And the antibiotic just dried away, but yet your hand still has feces on it. Okay? In order to get rid of that, after changing that child, whether you can see it or not, and first of all, you should be using gloves. And even when you do use gloves, you need to, it is a very strong suggestion that you wash your hands after even using gloves, changing a child. But you can't see the germs, and that's why it's important that you use soap and water. So you wet your hands, rinse under the water with clean running water. Make sure the water isn't too hot for the little hands, meaning the children as well, if they went to the bathroom and you're teaching them good hand washing or hygiene. But this is for adults. Use soap and lather up for about 20 seconds. Antibacterial soap really isn't a factor. Any type of soap would do. Step 3, make sure you get between your fingers and the back of your hands and your nails where germs like to hang out. Okay, because we scratch, we dig, we have all these different places and orifices on our body. A child always has a finger in the nose. We always, as adults, we can blow our nose and not wash our hands, or go to the bathroom and not wash our hands, or any type of thing like that. Concerning our activities of daily living during the day, of the things that we do. So we have to ensure that we are getting in every nook and cranny, every crevice, to make sure that every germ is dislodged to the best of your ability to prevent the spread of disease. You rinse hands after you shower. Okay. You rinse your hands after washing with that clean running water. You get the hand towel, dry your hands off, and turn the lavatory knob or the faucet knob off with the paper towel. That is a very good technique to use to prevent reintroducing germs back onto your hand. That's also a good safe practice. And you may think that these particular broadcasts, or what we're talking about today, is just nitpicky. But I tell you what, it can save you a whole lot of issues. Because if a child comes to your facility and you are in charge of that child and watching over that child during the day, and already given the assignment and the duty to protect that child, and you introduce a bug into their system because you didn't wash your hands, and that child dies because of food poisoning, and they do an investigation, and you know where I'm going with this, okay? Just finish the storyline. It becomes a big issue. So you want to, and that's not the only thing that can happen because of unclean hands. So I know it's a strong point to emphasize, but it is very, very important. Whether you work in daycare, whether you work in restaurants, whether you work in a corporate office, whether you work, no matter where you work, we all use the bathroom, and we all need to implement good hand washing practices. All right, well, that's going to conclude today's broadcast, and it's something that you probably already know, but it's always good to re-emphasize and to remind you of the importance of hand washing, hygiene, and using the proper techniques in order to save lives, because by washing your hands, it can save lives and prevent a lot of sickness. Well, we're done with this particular broadcast. Thanks again for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.